give me my 3 songs and let me sit down. But no, you come ready to see God do something in people's lives. And thank you for that. Thank you. Well, someone who God has worked mightily in is my good friend, Eric Gullett. Eric and his lovely wife, Amber, began coming to our church a few years ago. And we became friends, and I liked Eric a whole lot. But something happened to Eric in May of last year that really took our friendship to a different level. Eric suffered a great tragedy, and through our mutual suffering, he and I could relate to one another in a different way. Eric has an unbelievable story, and there's no way to fit it all one Sunday morning. So what we've done is we've captured his story and the man who led him to the Lord. We've captured that in a podcast, and that podcast dropped today. So you can go back and you can hear Eric's full story of how God saved him and how God set him free. Just a couple things that will make you want to listen to the podcast. Eric grew up in Kentucky, but Eric, you moved to Southern California. And tell us just for a moment before you lead us into the present day, tell us for a moment, what did you do in Southern California? How did you from there? Tell us a little about that.
Sure. Before I lose this train of thought, that kindred spirit, Chad, that you have, and I think as art has developed, seeing how through how you've with the Lord, how He's brought such an increase in your faith and in this and in your life, and your family, and it's been, whether you intended it or not, you didn't testimony, and just showing a pathway is just traditional. I lived in California at the height of my addiction and for Larry Flint and the Hustler brand, and a drug. In 2000, cried out to wasn't a good time. I asked God, I want me to stop. You're going to have intercede on it because I can't. Weeks later, second D, I was court ordered to have, and he was starting to fall off the outsides. And I moved to Nougat, and going to tab, I started celebrating. Had a mind. Name's Chris Mc, had an amazing testimony. As I was this difficult trend trying to embrace it, I would make it. And Chris witness said, "You can't on your own, but through Christ." And I saved, baptized, in 2000, and walking to death ever since. It was the old me was all stripped of me, down to everything. California was about into the ocean better, and it started me down a path of just in the